One.
Yo, what's good? Welcome to the Addicted to the Game podcast. I'm your host, Stu. We cover everything from crypto, metaverse, NFTs, all money-making opportunities in the crypto space. I'm just going to let everybody introduce themselves one by one.
Yeah, what up? It's your boy Shades, man. You already know E2DG.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Professor J, coming from New York.
What's good? It's your girl Crypto K. You already know what it is.
Cali
All
in the
right, cool.
building.
I know we got Z. I know she's in the chat as well. Just kind of we're working everything, but she's in here too. But we're just covering the topic of just minting your first NFT. Just talking about our first mint like experience, just like project on whatever chain, whether it's Solana, Cardano, Ethereum, Tezos. So just getting like straight into it, just for a totally brand new beginner that does nothing know nothing about minting, like nothing about getting on the whitelist or pre-sales or just even Discord. Like, what's the first thing that they need to do? Like, I want to mint my first NFT project. What's the first thing I need to do?
First thing you probably gonna need to do is, depending on the chain, find either the mobile wallet that's compatible with it or the extension on your browser. That's what I would say would be one of the first things you got to do. First thing you gotta do is research.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. It depends on if it's what chain you on. Making sure you have that Pacific wallet. Make sure it's a secure wallet. If you don't have a Ledger, a Nano, you know, just having that popular wallet, for that specific chain.
Yeah, most definitely. I say start out with research, whatever particular project it is that you're interested in. Find out where their whitelist is and take a look at it, their roadmap, and figure out if it's really a project that you want to put your money into first, and then go
Uh,
from there.
this is not financial advice.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
not financial advice.
Yeah, anything we're saying on here, definitely don't be taking it like, you can apply these things, but at the end of the day, we can't guarantee anybody gonna make any money because I can't guarantee that you're gonna do anything. So we're just gonna cut it right there. But as far as just like, yeah, just get on the white list and just whatever they're offering. So when you join like a Discord or like your favorite NFT, like you see them on Twitter, you see their following, you like the follower size, how they're doing their marketing. You click on the Discord and you go in, and then they'll have like little sections on the text channels, like it'll be like how to whitelist how to whitelist or like whitelist information or info, and then you click on those tabs or just roadmap like Kay was saying, and you click on those tabs and you see, and then they have a list of requirements. That things that you have to do, like it'll be like invite 5 people to this server or like rank up in this chat for like level 5 or level 10 or whatever level they're requiring. That's basically just getting them. That's just basically just getting the chat active to be like, okay, this chat is active, everybody's in here, so it's creating just a lot of hype within the project.
And
So
buzz,
they
yeah.
just kind of get that to just get the community talking, get that community building and things, so to speak, or whatever. Shay, you want to say something?
Um, Now I was gonna say, what would be the next step that you would take once you created your wallet, done your research? I was just in my head like, just trying to think of like how it was when I was first getting into minting NFTs or just
I would
buying
say
NFTs.
just
Period.
I would say for like the beginner, it just depends. Like I would say once they complete like the whitelist requirements, then go and just message one of the admins or the mods and just message them and just tell them, hey, I did all the requirements, and just make sure that you have that whitelist icon next to your profile when you type in the chat. I would
Mm.
say just that would be like the next step. And then ultimately you just have to wait for the date of the project to be dropped. But they're also going to have, I know for me with Cardano NFTs, they're going to have like a verification process to where like you have to verify your wallet for the drop. Now I don't know how it works on any other chains, but I know you have to verify your wallet. So let's say the drop is going to be like 5 days before, where you have a 3 day span to like verify your wallet and just have that address like on the chain. Because if you don't do that, I've known that from experience. If you don't have your wallet verified, when you go to purchase or send that amount of funds to that wallet that you got to verify for, it'll just send your funds back to you because it
Yeah,
won't
that's
recognize it on the list.
so it's
But
verifying your whitelist, basically.
yeah,
Yes, your
you
spot,
just
verifying your spot.
yeah. So I would say that would just be the next step, and just ultimately you just gotta wait for the day of the mint. So usually a mint will have like a 24-hour period where you have to wait just within that time frame, and then just it just depends on other chains. Like I said, I can only speak on Cardano. So just with Cardano and that chain, like the mint, you might buy mint, but it might take a couple hours to get there. I know on other platforms like Ethereum, you might have to pay for some gas or something, and it'll get there quicker because the transaction speed is faster.
Mm,
But it just also depends on just what different chains, and then how many projects do you want to make? It also says that in the whitelist info, like how many NFTs do you want to get? Do you want to get one? Do you want to get two? Do you want to get five? Do you want to get 10?
mm,
It just depends on your strategy when you come in. I know a reason a lot of people buy multiple of those projects is just if you know something, you buy something for 25 and you know it's going to be on the public sale at 50, well, you wouldn't just buy one or two. You know, that's a guaranteed flip on your money. You would be buying 10 to maximize your gains. So that's where a lot of people come into the crypto space. They're coming in from a flipper's mentality, but
that's what
some
I was
people
gonna
want to
say
buy and
next. The
hold as well.
strategy.
Yeah.
What kind of you got to decide what kind of NFT uh collector or buyer you're gonna be. You know what I mean? You got to decide that. Am I gonna be in this shit trying to buy these and hold them until they hopefully become something, or am I gonna be buying these trying to flip them and make some money right now, or you know what I mean? It could be, I don't know. Maybe there's a couple other strategies out there that I can't think of off the top of my head right now. But like for me personally, I think I think it's a situational thing. Sometimes I look at a project and see a potential for it, you know what I mean, longer term than other projects. So I think people gotta keep that in mind when you're getting into your projects. Know how you wanna play that game. You know what I mean? Once you get into that particular project.
Yeah. I would
He's
say
he's right on that one. You definitely got to pay attention to that because some of them you want to hold for the long haul, and then some of them are quick flips. You know, make a little money and keep it pushing. But my thing or my advice would be don't get married to any specific NFT or any specific project. Keep your options open and diversify. That would be
Mm,
probably the best advice I could give. Diversify.
all right.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all of that, and I mean just to get back on track of like the more how to like my experience, I work mostly on Ethereum, and I mean my first NFT was not on Ethereum, so I mean if we can brush up on that, like you have centralized platforms and you have decentralized platforms. Most of the stuff we've talked about has been on the decentralized side, where you have to have your own wallet, control your own keys, and you make the, you go to mint yourself. Um, my first NFT experience came off of a more centralized platform where I just had to connect my debit card, and you could use your debit card or your credit card. There was no option to use crypto, and you could just pretty much when the NFT comes out, you just go to purchase. At first, the platform I use, it was pretty easy to purchase. A lot of people weren't on a platform, and then when it gained popularity, we were fighting each other to hit that buy button or to mint, so to speak. But it was pretty easy process of just adding my debit card and just making a purchase of NFT. Either it's going to be on the so-called mint date or it's going to be off the marketplace after it comes out. But then getting into more decentralized side, what we're mainly talking about, it is a little bit more steps. Where and it's a little bit, you have to have a little bit more responsibility again with controlling your keys. Make sure you're hitting the right links, going to the right website, and then all the other stuff that was just mentioned. With making the decision if you want to buy the product, the NFT, if you're going to hold it long term, if you're going to try to quick flip it. But on Ethereum, I don't mind the process either. I've had to, you do have to pay your gas fees, probably more than any other chain that's out there right now. Um, and just connecting the wallet, waiting for mint date, connecting my wallet. You have options now where they have websites where it does a pre-mint process. It's like a verification process. One of those websites are called premint.xyz. You have another one called WOMP, and they verify wallets for different projects. I guess that helps to avoid bots, keep more their project more managed. So and I've enjoyed that process. Those are process because it gives me feel like I'm more secure, and that I'm not fighting against bots and things like that. So and even after the whitelist, and for those of that probably don't know what whitelist is, if we haven't mentioned, is pretty much a process you go through to get early access to NFT. That's my kind of definition. That might be a grind of referring, recruiting a bunch of people, referring people to the group, or typing a lot and saying hi and bye all day into the chat. So that's been my experience mainly, and just hoping that the project does well. Every whitelist is not good, if you get a whitelist for something. So don't just be happy to connect your wallet, verify your wallet, and mint automatically. There's definite strategies when it comes to that, but that's just been my process with going through Ethereum and centralized platforms.
True.
Yeah, I know. I know you have me on Ethereum. I personally ain't a big fan of Ethereum just because of the gas fees. But I mean, I know they trying to work on that and try to get that under control. But just for people that don't know what gas is just basically like, I don't know, like I say the equivalent of like tax, I
Yeah, I would
guess.
say it's like
Like
taxes.
yeah, it's like the equivalent of this tax. So like, let's say you purchase something for 20, and then the gas is $8. Well, you just got $8 tax. Just I, just to help fund like the whole ecosystem or whatever. It just goes back into Ethereum. Then how they diversify that. Really don't
So
know.
y'all
Like
haven't y'all haven't mentioned on no other, like Jay, you only mentioned on ETH and you've only mentioned on Cardano. Y'all haven't
Well, I've
tried no
mentioned on
other.
Cardano, I've mentioned on
Okay.
Optimism,
I did Solana.
and yeah,
Solana. Okay.
I've mentioned on Solana. I've mentioned on multiple trades. I mean, I'm not a ETH
Nah,
like
I was just
max
asking.
tech.
Like, I just thought that maybe y'all, know what I mean, hadn't tried nothing else out yet.
Yeah, I definitely hop around. For you guys that know me, I knew nothing about Cardano coming in. Well, not the NFT space, and that's where I first mentioned my first project. In my opinion, I don't like it. Stu doesn't like ETH because of the gas fees. I don't, I'm not too fond of the process of sending my funds into a contract address and just waiting to see if it comes back or not.
Yeah,
The NFT, if I get the NFT back or not. If not, it's a refund.
it's scary
Then
out
you have to
here.
wait for that. See the last drop, Salty Seagulls. I mean, it did well, but people waited, 2, 3 hours, almost 6 hours to get the NFT.
Mm,
I mean,
yeah, but
I'd
that's
rather pay
not
the gas
always
fees.
necessarily the project fault. That's where we got to talk about these blockchains and the traffic that they're getting, fucking stopping them up. That's a problem that
Yeah, I'm blaming
Solana's
Cardano.
been
Yeah, I'm definitely not
facing,
blaming the
Cardano's
project.
been facing. Like, they're getting, which in one aspect you have to look at, like, it has to be a good thing that they're getting this many people on their shit, right? Has to be a good thing. But not being able to handle it, that's not a good thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
My thing is wait until you're able to handle it. But I mean, I guess you need people to test it out, right?
right. You gotta test that shit out.
Yeah, I'm this new technology, so like it's it's like ain't nothing gonna be perfect like it's further run. They're gonna have to do like tweaking along or whatever, and just like I know Cardano's supposed to get like a hard fork in like later this month and everything, so like it'll increase like the transaction speed when you do purchase and you
Okay.
do mint. So just as the as they begin to like course correct just across like all chains and everything. But I mean, everybody got their favorites or whatever. Which ones they ever feel comfortable with. I mean, I admit on any chain, I just very selective. Just when it comes to Ethereum, I'm just like the cost to get in, because I know people that have spent like almost like $7,000-8,000 on gas alone. And you
Mm-hmm.
ain't even get the NFT. Like you could buy like a slew of NFTs with that money on Cardano. Just for me personally. But I mean, it just depends. Like I know everybody got, like I said, I know everybody got their favorites, but I know this, even like with that, even transitioning, like I would even say like my first NFT project that I truly did mint was probably on probably on the Tesla chain, just getting like the
Mm.
pass or whatever. But just as far as a, I guess you could call it like a centralized like debit card type of thing, but like Cardano was my first like real experience. Like I'm in like some cabins on Cardano, and then I did the Seagulls. But it's just stuff like that. What was y'all's like first minting project?
I think one of my first ones was on one of two, if I'm not mistaken. Or what was the first shit I meant to? Cause I had the iHeart radio already. Then what dropped them Doja Cats, huh?
Yeah, I think
Mm.
mine was the Cordays, and then I got the
Nah,
I know I got
you know what made me come back when I came back to one of, and I had that damn day zero pass in my wallet, and I didn't know what it was at the time, so I just listed it for like $100 and some, and that shit sold man fast. I was like, oh, I like this shit over here. You know what I mean? But then I started minting stuff on there too. But they wasn't like one of never really been like my main. Like that was never my main place to go for NFTs. It was just always an option when I wasn't messing around with Cardano, and because that's where I started, Cardano and ETH. I was just minting those, paying mad gas and whatever, and just. But I did not never do that shit like how I just recently did it, where it's just an address. Like they had a website, and you click on the mint button, and then you send the shit. I don't know how they had it set up, but you know, like it was like a regular minting process for me. Like not that other experience that I've been seeing on Cardano lately.
yeah, I would even say just even with that, like I would say even if you're not familiar with like getting a wallet or getting like a Phantom or a Namey or just whatever wallet you need to get for Ethereum, I wouldn't know, or MetaMask or whatever.
MetaMask,
But like,
yeah,
yeah, like MetaMask, but like
Coinbase wallet people be
I
using.
would I recommend minting on like a one of or getting like, because I know they have music NFTs and it'd be like an easier transition because you can use your debit card with that and you don't have to use like
Crypto or
crypto.
nothing, yeah.
So like if it's too taboo for you or whatever, or just like an introductory level, then I would recommend like minting on one of some of the projects because they got like upcoming artists and like just popular sports athletes on there. So
Mm-hmm.
one of them would be like something to check out if you just want to get on your first minting experience. It's a simpler process.
Yeah, it's user friendly.
100%.
It's very user friendly. I feel like to get in, cop your NFT and get out. Like it's like, yeah, that shit is just
It's
as easy
simple.
as going on Amazon and buying a toothbrush. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's the benefits of decentralized exchanges is that they make it user friendly for folks to use. You know that they're always going to be the bridge for the average user from the, I guess you could say, so-called Web 2 to Web 3 space.
uh-huh.
You know, one of is I think is awesome in regards to that. Also, you have exchanges like Nifties.com or Dapper Labs as they supply the sports NFTs and,
Right,
and,
right.
and NBA and NFL and MLB. And then you have apps like Vive that supply like your favorite superheroes for Marvel and DC and Disney. So those centralized exchanges definitely um, play that catalyst and that bridge again that helps a lot of the regular folks that don't know much about crypto at all bridge into the space. So, and I like to tell people that's just getting started that don't know anything about crypto or NFTs is, get into what you're into. If that's gonna, if you're into music, most likely your favorite artist or maybe their label might decide to get into NFTs. We've seen Universal Music Group partner with LimeWire as LimeWire decides they want to have their own exchange. So, and then again, if you're into sports, anything from NBA to basketball to UFC fighting, they're all getting into, or if not already into, the NFT space. So, and they're all using centralized exchanges. So I think though that's where we're going to see the mass, um, you know, adoption coming in at with the centralized exchanges. Not so much, with what we're used to with Ethereum and Solana and Cardano,
Mm-hmm.
the whole whitelisting and minting and things like that. I think that's where the volume is going to really kick up at. A lot of the volume we see um, on websites like Dune Analytics that shows the volume from places like OpenSea, that's coming from like maybe 30 NFTs. That's not it's not coming from a lot of the new ones that you see every day popping up. So I think that most of it is going to come from those major players like NBA Top Shots, Dapper Labs, or One of, and places like Nifty's and things like that.
Yeah, and to bounce off of that a little bit, my first experience was with Ethereum, but one of, they kind of reeled me back in, and like you said, it made it user friendly for me, and that's what got me back attached to it. But initially, I was done with NFTs after my first experience with Ethereum and OpenSea and the whole MetaMask. It just honestly, it just wasn't a first good experience for me. The whole situation, the project that I was in. At first, it seemed like it was cool, even the guy that was over the project, he paid for my gas fees. It was like $150. I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool. The
Mm-hmm.
community seems good. They're gonna take care of me, that kind of thing. But the project really just didn't even pan out. So I was like, kind of down about it. I was like, man, this probably is not even for me. I'm down like $300. I didn't spend that much money on an NFT. I can't even probably make my money back. I was like, dang. Then One Up came around, and wow, it just kind of turned everything around for me. I think the first thing that I minted on there was a Doja Cat NFT, and it really just changed my whole experience with NFTs, and made me want to just dive in a little deeper. So I definitely would recommend them for someone that's initially trying to get into NFTs, trying to learn about NFTs. They have a lot of opportunities over there where you can just hop on, sign up, and get free NFTs. So you don't even have to really put any money into it off top if you can't afford it on, initially. So definitely try One of, sign up if you have the opportunity, sign up over there. Get those guys a chance for sure.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about even what you said, Kay, like with the free NFTs. We didn't even talk about that. I know there's projects that's giving out free NFTs. So like even if you want to just go grab if they're offering things, like I know there's contests they do and they pick winners off Twitter. So like that's just another way of essentially in a way it's the same thing just because you're just trying to get early access to something or just access in general. So that's just even another thing that you could do. You can go get free NFTs from. I know they get free NFTs off Ethereum and Solana. I don't see so much on like Cardano. They do get free NFT projects and stuff like that, or just contest away givers. But just be in the Discord, just be in the chat, and just ask questions. I know it's not as simple as like what we explain it, just because like I know just doing it yourself, you just kind of second guessing. Well, like, do I click this link? I don't know if I want to send this money over. Like, are they going blah blah blah? So just like hit us up on Twitter. I know we'll have our links below in the description, and just come message one of us or whatever. Just whoever you resonate with, just come give us a holler, and we'll just help you best we can. I know everybody on this panel will do that, but I know Shay, you talked about like having like a strategy just with your NFT. Like that's definitely like important. Like your mindset, which like what you gonna do with the NFT. Like if you plan on holding it for the long term, that's fine, but if you plan on trying to make a quick buck, you plan on flipping or like turning $25 into $50, just already had that mindset coming in
Yeah.
that I'm about to do that. That way you just already know out the rip, and because like in this NFT space, like Kay said, like you can get burned, and it just makes you not want to do it no more. Because I know just as a beginner, I wouldn't recommend going over Ethereum. That's like dangerous grounds over there. Like as far as like if you don't know what you're doing.
Yo,
So
but
like
oddly enough, it's like, yo, that's where everybody end up starting at. So it'd be like, yo, we got to make sure that people gonna be at least a little bit informed on how to operate on there. Like, you got to make sure, most importantly, like you're on the right website. Yes, I know it says OpenSea, but what is the letters after that dot? Is it .com? Is it .this? Because it's OpenSea.io. Like, and if you don't have that right, just that right there, there's websites out there that look just like OpenSea, and they'll have everything that you need to click to make it like that. So just be careful out here. Watch your websites. Make sure you're on the right links. Get the right go. When you in these discords, most of them have a section called official links, and that's usually where you'll find the link to the the NFT that you're looking for. So you know what I'm saying. Again, just be diligent in your, you know what I mean, on your P's and Q's, because they waiting for you to slip. Like, so I feel like that's with any particular blockchain too. Like, not just Ethereum, even though, you know, we talking about Ethereum, but at the same time, I feel like it's a
yep, you cut out.
yeah. You hear me?
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah. What was I saying? My fault.
You was just saying like with Ethereum, you say
Oh yeah,
you
that
know
we was talking about Ethereum. Just be safe, yo. Just be safe. That's what I was getting at, basically. Like, do your
Yeah, and
research and stay on point.
yeah, I think that goes for like anywhere in the space. Ethereum gets a lot of slack because it is one of the first blockchains to deal with Ethereum. I mean, we deal with NFTs. It is the largest one by volume by far. So they get a lot of slack. Plus the gas fees are high. So people gonna have a lot to say about them. But you can get caught anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just coming into the blockchain NFT space, period, you have to just work, really focus on security and get that down packed. Stop, don't be moving around too fast. I
Protect
even get
yourself
I've been
first.
in, yeah, protect yourself because if you can protect yourself, and even if you can protect yourself, a lot of other stuff will become a little bit more easier. I mean, you'll be more confident going into other projects or other blockchains. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the main thing, and just slow down because even I catch myself, you know, sometimes I get into DJ mode and I'm moving around different platforms and different, dApps and I'm connecting wallets. So, you got to definitely, pay mind to that. If you're going to be doing a lot of DJ moves, I recommend, and I'm pretty sure every others on here recommend, get a burner wallet where
Mm.
that could be a second wallet separate than your MetaMask. You can make another account on that MetaMask or just have a separate MetaMask altogether. Or you might want to try another wallet separate than MetaMask too. Some people don't like MetaMask; they don't think that's the best one. But so there's other options out there. So just protect, like you said, protect yourself. That's number one in this space.
yeah, it's just like just do your own research or just stay there, just ask questions. Just don't be just blindly just following just people. 'Cause I know that's like a trap that people get into. Like a YouTuber would just be like, "Hey, I just made $1.2 million off this NFT that I just bought, and I bought it for like $200, and I did it in 90 days or whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, that could happen, but the
Mm.
chances of that happening for like just every single person that comes into the NSP
Yeah,
is
it
very
don't
small,
happen.
and they be bullshitting people on these YouTube channels saying you can make $1 million in
All
X
right.
amount of days, but it take them 10 years to do it
I feel
or
like that
whatever.
comes with understanding the space as well. Not just NFTs, but like social media and the internet. Like, it's about clickbait, shock and awe. What can I get to, what can I say to make you watch this video right here or watch this content? Look at this content. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that's the space you're in and that people is gonna say that. And if you're seeing a video where somebody said they made 1 point something million or whatever millions off of some shit. You missed that boat already 9 times out of 10. If they telling you about it, you missed it. You know what I mean? If they telling you about their gains, you missed the boat. So
Yeah.
take that into
And
consideration.
they know it's a lot of new people coming into the space because that's what they're hearing. Oh, NFTs, you can make money here or
Mm-hmm.
there. And so they're taking advantage of newcomers that are FOMOing into certain projects or situations. So just be mindful of all of that
If
stuff.
you
You know
ain't
what I mean?
getting in early, like just getting the alpha on a project that's about to drop or something like that, if somebody already making that kind of money, like chances is you ain't getting that. Like they already got it.
Yeah, just take your time. Know what your goals is coming into the space.
Right.
It's gonna be a lot of new shiny objects that's gonna be you're gonna be amped to want to jump on. I mean, I have that shiny object syndrome myself, so I understand how that shit is. I get FOMO. I'm in these groups. These dudes are, they get roles for getting more NFTs. So I'll be wanting to like just do the same shit sometimes, and it's like I have to tell myself, slow your ass down, sit down, and
Like
just
y'all want to
stick
whip.
to the plan. You feel me? So that's what you got to really focus on because there's a lot of new shit coming out. You're gonna be mad at you're in projects that did all the things you thought was right, and then they don't even sell out, and then you got a project that don't do no marketing that look like crap, and then they 10 ETH. So you go, it's gonna be a lot of emotions going, but I think just take your time. If you ain't been through a full cycle yet, then then
Plenty
definitely
of
sit
time
down
to
and take your
learn.
time. Yeah, you definitely take the time and learn and figure out how markets trends work and all that stuff, and be grateful that you're early, right now, and just take that responsibility the right way. My Bill.
Yeah, for real. That FOMO is it definitely creeps up on you. FOMO is definitely real, especially like on the flip side. If you do have a good experience, man, let's say you miss your first project and then you turn 50 into $150, then of course like you're gonna want to like recreate that every single time. So like just get into this space. Do not let the FOMO like projects are going to moon and then they're going to settle back down. They're going to go and you can catch them on like a low end on the secondary. So just you're not going to be able to mint every single project. It's
Right,
just
you
not.
can't. I have once
It's
heard
not
that you can't get them all, man. Like as much as you want to, like, and even if you got the funds to do it, like that's not the. It's just not the smart move. Like you can't get them all.
Strategize. Yeah, strategize and figure out which ones mean the most to you or the ones that you can make the most money out of. Figure out how you want to move about it,
Mm.
but don't try to buy them all. You get yourself into a situation where
Spread yourself too thin or something. But
Spread it
yeah,
again,
thin.
this is
there
not
you go.
financial advice.
yeah,
There
don't be
you go. This is not
spending,
financial.
yeah, don't be spending the rent money and nothing or just money you feed your family for like trying to follow some YouTuber that gave you some bullshit ass narrative or whatever just for clicks. Don't fall for that bait or whatever. And just too, there's different type of NFTs you can get into depending on what type of investor you in. I know for me, I like passive income. So like there's passive income NFTs that'll pay you X amount of dollars per month. Now a lot of those in the starting phases. So the money that you would make right out the gate ain't gonna be nothing that's gonna wow you. But over time, if you keep that NFT for X amount of years, you be like, oh damn, like I'm making this much amount per month, and I bought this like 2-3 years ago. So there's NFTs with passive NFTs, art NFTs, sports, music, DeFi. I mean, there's just a slew of NFT type of NFTs that you could buy. So just also just from that standpoint, just knowing from that strategy. So that's just something that you could tie in as well.
No, definitely, definitely. And then also, I mean, just this last I'm gonna say on the point, like just again, sit your ass down and slow down and watch the market. You don't have to rush and ape into anything. For one, NFT space is super new. It's probably one of the newest markets out of a lot of stuff that we buy into, like as far as stocks and crypto and real estate and all that. So this is gonna be a whole new. This is a whole new market, and it's super early. And majority of this shit is bullshit. So you just be careful, take your time, and it's not going nowhere. So just you don't want to, like I said, don't want to spread yourself too thin. You can easily be in a few projects and just be in a Discord and sucking up everything the community is doing. And if you're in a decent project, it's gonna be nothing but giveaways and alpha and info out of that community where you don't have to be in 10, 20 different projects. So I mean, as long as you're in a good one though. So it's gonna come with that research and everything like that. So that's why I say, sit down, take your time, and it's gonna be here for a while. Just think about the stock market when it first started years ago. This is where you're at right now. So it's nothing. You ain't gonna miss nothing.
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like we covered all the points for like just mini NFTs and the process of it. Did anybody have any closing remarks or just last thoughts or whatever, anything they wanted to say? Well, on that, ain't nobody got no closing remarks. We're gonna go ahead and close this out. This is Addicted to the Game podcast. Once again, we cover all things metaverse, NFTs, just crypto, all making money opportunities, and we'll catch you the next one. We out.
Peace.